Hey,
How you doing? Can you hear me good?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
So for
me?
those that are now tuning in, welcome to the
Okay.
man behind the brand. I'm your host, Stylist Sean Gardner, checking in all the way from Texas, and we going live in LA tonight too. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I've done a live show, so welcome to
Yes.
my live interactive audience. It's gonna be a really good interview tonight. I'm excited about my guests. So for those of y'all that don't know, we got beauty extraordinaire specialist. She gonna revive, rejuvenate, and do everything to your skin, your hair, and so much more. Miss Nakia Rachon, how you doing?
Hey, thank you so much. I'm doing great. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I
I know
can't
that's right.
complain.
We already
How
at
are
the
you
end of the
doing?
year. Look, I feel bad for the people who did not maximize the time.
Yes.
It flew by so fast. It felt like we just got
Listen,
here.
I know I'm trying to catch up. I'm like,
No,
wasn't we just saying Happy New
literally.
Year's?
I
Hey,
said when
Auntie.
January is over, it's just
Yes.
like the time gets to rolling.
Man, it that's an understatement this year because I'm like still stuck in March
So you're
somewhere.
in a
Like, wait, what
time
happened?
schedule. You've had such a
But
great
here
year.
we are.
You've been making moves, business, family, so much more. Partnerships and all that. Now, how long have you been in the beauty industry? Give us a little bit of
hmm
insight.
Um, well, I feel like I was kind of born into the beauty industry. My great grandmother and my grandmother had a salon, so I grew up in the hair shop. And I've been braiding hair since, braiding, working on frames since I was like 11. So 11, 12 years old. I've been involved around hair. So, but professionally, since I feel like going
So
on
you
13 years.
so you was
I've
one of
been
them bomb kitchen stylists.
licensed for about 13.
Look,
Yeah, I was getting it in the kitchen. Or, if you ever had any of those friends like at lunchtime in high school at lunch be
yeah,
doing hair out on the bleachers or the benches and stuff, in church doing hair, sneaking
right,
away,
right. Look,
working.
that's where some of the best people start in the kitchen.
And
Just on the whim, just in the most unorthodox way.
mm-hmm.
Now, what are some of the things that inspired you, not only being around
Yes.
powerful women in your family that thrived in entrepreneurship, but that crafted you into a hairstylist and a hair artist?
Um, well, I think I always loved the environment that was in the beauty salon. I call it the beauty salon. Back in the days, we would call it the hair shop, or it just be the shop because it was just like a safe haven for women of all walks of life. It was like where we would go before we knew about therapy. For me, it was like where I learned how to work. Like I would my first couple times, like getting paid or working trading, like whether I'm getting cleaning up the salon or sanitizing the brushes so I can get my hair done, or just learning from being nosy in the salon, learning from other women, um, and just being inspired. So it kind of starts there for me. I used to look up to my grandmother and my great grandma because I feel like women would just hold them so highly and just be so like, I don't know, they kind of treated them like they were therapists in a way, where they would seek advice and not that my great grandmother or my grandma had all the answers, but it was just like a safe place where they feel like they can speak, where they feel like it's no judgment, but they can be free and they can just like vent in a place of um you know just like therapy, if you may. So that's, I think, where it all kind of started. Then I went to college and I was working in a salon, being the shampoo girl at a salon who was another powerful Black woman, woman and husband. It was so the woman and her husband had a barber shop salon mix. So where you walk in the salon, on this side it is a salon, a beautiful like upscale salon, and then you go on the other side and it's like this whole barber experience. So even from that experience in college to having then graduated and then completing beauty school and all that, working for another husband and wife situation, it was like family in the salon. And then I then wanted to take it you know into entertainment and into
You've
like
been
dreamland
crafted
for
around
me.
so many
So
bosses your whole life, it sounds like.
I guess so. I'm grateful. They just I just feel like it's all these people
Right.
with like this hustle mentality with like, a lot of women who worked really hard and never gave up on
Now,
anything.
you
So
are a hair
yeah.
artist. Now, describe for those that don't understand what a hair artist is versus the everyday stylist. You've had several collaborative projects with several other great people, and it takes the right team to make the whole vision come to life, especially working with certain people of a certain standard and excellence and power moves. Now, describe the difference between the two for those that
Mm-hmm.
want to tap into the commercial side of fashion in the hair industry.
I would say a hair artist is like taking, it's basically taking all the pressure of all the things that like for me, like all the stressful things, all the rules and regulations. It's like breaking all the rules and then like going with the flow of things, like just going with your feeling, going with your heart, listening to your clients, or trying to hear a vision. Like, let's say inspiration comes from so many things from so many different people. So like some people may look outside and have like a whole inspo of like hair color just by looking outside or something, like, or just looking at a picture. It's just it is art, just as painters go and then they put stuff on the canvas, or there's certain artists that use their fingers, certain artists who use brushes or whatever. I think it's just a form of expression. And for me, I think uh, being in or styling hair and working so close to people's like their brain and their mind and like where their dreams are and their prayers and all that stuff, I feel like it's deeply connected like to God, and and connected to like their hearts. And I think also when people are like really stressed or depressed or anything, like a lot of people when they, let's say they like lose it or whatever, the first thing a lot of people do, or the people that notice, they like shave off their hair, because I feel like our hair holds so much energy. So it's like connecting with whoever your client is or your canvas, whether it's a wig or whatever, is connecting with that and expressing with if you have another person there, it's like, collaborating with another person and just expressing how you feel through movement, whether it's curls and texture. I like to express like a story, whether when I'm doing hair, if it's like the way I'm curling something, or if I've noticed that like if I've been stressed, I might want to take some curls and like make it in all kind of crazy directions. And then next thing you know, it's like this beautiful texture or this crazy texture. But I think it's a form of creatively expressing yourself and having fun and like not putting so much judgment on it, because a lot of artistic stylists sometimes, and they'll tell you, they'll be like, I'm not the best hairstylist. I just, they go through winging it or just like thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just take this little ball of hair and take this other one, I'm gonna put it together. And it's like this masterpiece. Like I'm so blessed to have worked with so many other amazing, extraordinary, talented hair artists that are like their mind, just like working with them and getting to pick their brains and us like feeding back off of each other. It's like such a beautiful thing. It's crazy how
Right.
art gets like art can be any type of thing, whether it's hair, whether you're styling clothes
It's
or
interesting that you
whatever. So
mentioned
I
energy.
think
I remember when Sweetie first cut her hair, she was talking about
mm-hmm,
she felt like she was being reborn again, how she was just shedding layers of her life that she just had to get rid of just to start over fresh, either whether it be from a breakup, new music, and
yes,
just really learning herself. Now, what are some of the ways that you protect your energy, your peace,
mm-hmm.
and your space, in deciphering relationships?
um well, by praying a lot. And I think it took me quite some time to like really trust my intuition. It's like all this time I'm praying, like, God, please protect me and, connect me with the people that are aligned with my energy, or that, is for me. And, if it's not, then it's not. But I think definitely praying, having a good support system at home and close friends who you can trust, that definitely helps me protect my energy, because I
Right.
know that I do a lot from my heart. And, I want to do for everybody, and I'm like, I don't like to say no. And sometimes with that, it is people that don't have the best intentions and that could hurt you later on. So it's just trusting your judgment. And it's a lot easier to say, but having like the support like of my husband and my best friends and my family, like my sisters. I have a lot of women in my family. Like they'll call some stuff out from a mile away, so I'm grateful for having a support system. And then also just trusting, because at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to change who I am. I do things from my heart, and I know it's a cold, crazy world out there. And so that means that I put my heart on the line. My heart can be put out there to be broken or, taken advantage of and stuff. And so I just been praying for discernment. My husband's really great at that. Can call, he like guides me into the right path or whatever. And I'm just grateful for the
Now
people
you've
that's
grown
really
so
close
much
to
within
me.
beauty industry. You started with Kim Kimball, and now you've had the opportunity to have your work
Mm-hmm.
grace so many spreads and some big publications. Elle, so many top tier brands. What has been the most challenging project
Mm-hmm.
that's been the most memorable for you, but it was still fun at the end of the day seeing the end result?
The most challenge, I would say all of them. Not like I feel like because each thing, like I really
What
put
has
my all.
forced
Like
you
I
the
put
most to step outside
everything
your comfort
into
zone?
whatever project. I feel like Black is King has
I love
definitely
the
pushed me out of
imagery
my
of
comfort
all
zone.
that.
With for like talking to people, reaching out. Like at that time, I got to like reach out to like all my favorite Instagram, like artists on Instagram and like hairstylists that like do other people
Mhm.
that I really am inspired by and stuff. So I was like super excited to like connect with other stylists
Mhm.
and form friendships with them. But that was like a challenge, but it was also like so cool with like all the different artists coming together, creating stuff. And yeah, I think I don't know, I feel like I always over challenge myself by trying to sometimes work harder to like get to some result, or I don't know. I can't really explain it, but I will say that, the biggest challenge, you know what? I'll say the biggest challenge has been to trust yourself, to fully trust yourself when it comes to stuff, because as a creative, sometimes we get stuck up in our heads. Like we look at other artists, like we may have like, we try to like, we might compare ourselves to other artists. Like, okay, well, this person's doing that and this person's doing that, or like judging ourselves and our work and like, oh, am I not good enough for this, or whatever the case may be. So I think getting out of that and then being like, okay, this is me and I'm comfortable with who I am and what I like to do. And I love to do these things. And I love how this person over here does this. And they can create, like, instead of comparing, I'm just like, oh, I want to work with this person. I want to
Right.
work with this person. We could do this together. Or even just reaching out and uplifting someone else, or like asking for advice. Like, if it's someone that's doing something and I don't have any idea about it, but I want to learn, I'm not scared to reach out and be like, hey, can you help me with this? Or if it's
Right.
some inspiration, like, how did you do this?
So now
So,
you travel a lot.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we it took some dedication to schedule this, y'all. She's booked and busy. The definition of booked and busy is real in her life. So now you travel a lot. Your husband's a music artist. You have a full-time family. How do you actually
Mm-hmm.
balance it all without feeling so pressured or feeling like I'm leaving something out or taking away from my kids being gone? How do you balance it out and remain in a healthy space?
Mm-hmm. Um, my support system for sure, my family. I would say, as you said, my husband, he's a musician, so he's a rap artist who he'll perform shows, he creates music, he writes, he's in the studio as well. And so with me also being in the industry, like our schedules are completely like, it may be like I might get a call to have to go somewhere tonight or tomorrow and just be ready. But I'm grateful, like I have my mom or my husband, my mother-in-law, like different family who understands it and who supports us. But it took a while to try to come and figure out the balance. Like I'm still trying to figure it out because nothing's perfect. I just learned to, whenever I have, like when it's go time, it's go time. So when it's not, and when I'm chill and I'm in an environment where I could be with my family and be locked in, I try to do that, or just kind of dedicate time. Like, okay, if I'm with my family, I'm learning, okay, put your phone down a little bit more, or when I'm working, go hard on this, and then I have to say no to some other things, so that, you know, the time is definitely allotted so that everyone is taken care of. And yeah, like my aunt said, because we have a management company, which is for hairstylists who get opportunities to work in production on set, for whether it's an award show or projects or whatever. And also because I get a lot of calls and jobs that I can't take on. I can't do everything. And I've learned that, you know, at first it was like, oh my God, I got to say yes to every single thing. And then I didn't want to let people down who may have wanted to work with me or whatever. So I just collaborated with other artists, and we came up with the management company, which helps other artists not only get work and income, but it also helps them to get these other opportunities, so then they can go on and work into their dream career, or, you know, connect with other people. And it just is a gift, I feel like, that'll keep on giving.
So
So I'm
how
so
is it
grateful for that too.
when you and your husband collided together as one, and, you know, you discovered that each of you fulfilled you all's purpose in understanding the journey of you all's career, how they match within schedules, and just actually having a partner that gets it? What does it feel like for you?
Um, just grateful. And it's definitely, you know, nothing's perfect, and it's always a work in progress. So I feel like being honest with yourself and being honest with one another regarding how we feel, regarding schedules. And that's like sometimes the hardest thing, because we never know. Like, let's say he might go to the studio and it may be like a really good studio session that lasts all night until whenever, or I might have a shoot that might last until the next morning. There's been times where I've been shooting and then I won't get off until 6, 7 in the morning, and then have to turn around and go back. You know, so it's like having trust and faith in one another, and, you know, just being able to, I also say therapy, having a great therapist, is also definitely important. And, you know, just
So,
honesty.
so when you
It's
first
always a
tapped into the
challenge.
commercial entertainment side of the beauty and fashion world, what was the first it factor moment for you where it's like, dang, I'm really here doing in position, in alignment of what I'm supposed to be doing? What was that? What was that moment for you when you first felt it and was like, this is
Mm.
really it?
One, let me think. When you say it like
Because
that, it
as an
just makes me
artist, I get
appreciate
it. You
all the
know, it's
moments.
like
Because
God is always gonna
yeah,
blow your mind, but then it's like,
you,
wow, the next level up every time. It just keeps getting better and better.
yeah, I would say there was one Grammys performance that we did, and trying to think if that was one. It's just like watching the playbacks of these moments where there's rehearsals, and watching like just the dancers and everyone come along. You know what? Even I'll come a little more present, more current. I would say the Oscars, where I had the opportunity to lead the background for the opening Oscars performance. It was
That was a
such a
powerful
challenge where
performance.
we didn't know. It was, thank you. It was so challenging. But after watching it, like watching it live was like, I couldn't even form words. I just sat there and cried, like, wow, this is like, and after watching all of the things, like rehearsals and all the things, and it's just crazy, whether it was something flying off or a beat going this way, or, you know, trying to figure out how to put a wig on someone that don't have hair. Like, and, you know, and the girls are going to dance. So you have to take in consideration all the little things, and just the things that make you stressed, and the long hours and nights that you put into things or whatever. And, you know, I sat there and I was like, wow, I'm just like, just thank you, God, for letting me be here and letting me experience this, and seeing all the hard work, whether it's the artist and every single person that had to do with, if it's someone that's assisting, a PA that is like bringing you water when you're about to die, like, you know, whatever, anything. Um, that like very much brought me to where I was like, wow, I'm just so grateful that I'm doing this. And I'm just like, it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful process. And, you know, it just, I'm like,
Right.
this is what I've been dreaming of all these, you know. you dream of stuff as a little girl. And I remember at one point in my life, I thought I was going to be a background dancer. So like working on background and like hearing all the women's stories and them talking about Millennium. I moved to LA and we were
But guess
down the
what?
street from Millennium Dance
You
Studio. And
are a
I was
real
like, this
fly
is
girl of the
crazy.
living color.
And, you know,
In reality.
thank you.
Now,
Thank you. I appreciate
how would you
that.
say being, you know, having the power to be ready at all times has carried you throughout your career? For those that just don't understand the power of being ready for whatever might come.
The power of being ready is, well, you know what? I have to thank that to me starting out in the industry. When I did start out working with Kim Kimble, because honey, you didn't know what you would have to be ready for. You never knew what job you were going to do, what you would have to do. The things could change as you're on the job. And working with her right-hand stylist, Kendra Garvey, who is a phenomenal hairstylist and educator and all that, she kind of mentored me to like be ready. And I would just look up to other people. I'm like, dang, okay, they're doing that. Like, all right, they ain't yawning, they ain't tired. All right, we're gonna do this. So there's been like that foundation to my start into this career has kind of taught me like always over prepare, and you never like don't have any expectations for when it's gonna end or when it's gonna get like, you know, just go in open and be ready, and you won't have to get ready, or you won't be, you know, going expecting one thing and then feel like your whole world shook when everything changes. So that's one thing, and I kind of carried that into like my whole career, and I feel like it's definitely like I'll come to a shoot and they're like, oh yeah, we have 3 looks, and you know, and I'll get there and I'm like well, this is all we're doing. And I come with my big old kit, my 1 or 2 kits, and they're like, oh, you're done already? I'm like, oh, I ain't got nothing else. Could we add an extra of this or an extra of that? So I definitely think that's definitely a habit, or it was a great habit to pick up and keep. And I try to pass that along as like I get other hairstylists that work with me and haven't like had that type of experience. I try to like share with them or like prepare them so that they don't have to experience certain things that like either I've experienced or the stories that I have heard other
Now,
stylists
let's talk about
experience.
some of your brand partnerships. You partnership with one of the companies I see you tag and promote all the time, Monet, correct? Let's talk about that in your role in that and how people can join and be a part of your team if they desire to jump on the adventure.
Yes. Okay. So Monet is a company that, for one, I had no intentions on like I had some kind of brand partnership, sponsorship deals that I was trying to, you know, debate on and stuff, but they really didn't align with me. And so I was just supporting one of my friends who was like, I got this product you should try. I had a little hair situation on one of my Instagram stories, and then I tried it and I was like, wait, hold on. Girl, you didn't tell me to give me crack in a bottle. Sorry for the term, but I was completely like sold by the shampoo that I was like combing my hair out with. I said, this is crazy. And she was like, yeah, you know, you can join me if you want. You can get the better discount and this and that. I said, no, I'll just buy the product, but I'm fine. I don't want to work no other company and do all this. I'm too busy. And then I hate selling products, so it was out the question. Fast forward to 6 months later, she had like earned a couple trips and she was talking about this Cadillac and all that. I was like, girl, I don't want a Cadillac. I'm a Range Rover person, or, you know, give me a G-Wagon or something. But, you know, so all these different perks she was giving me, I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's cute, but I'm okay. And then fast forward, like I said, 6 months later, I started really like ordering more products and trying and tuning into some of the team calls and all that. And I was like, wow, my first boot camp call, like we ended up praying. She was praying for us after. I was like, oh, what? Okay. And then it was like kind of this community that I got and I never knew that I needed, of like-minded people, just hustlers of all walks of life. Not even all in like, you could be a single mom, dad, brother, uncle, sister, like you can be anybody because everyone shampoos their hair, takes showers and all that. So it's a vegan company that has skincare, hair care, and wellness. We have gratitude, which is one of my like the things that's closest to my heart. I love giving back. I love helping people. So when I found out they had a gratitude program and like all these different things, these trips and meeting other artists, whether it's hairstylists or moms or doctors and nurses and just people, the community really brought me in. And then I went to St. Louis and found a whole another community of like us African Americans within my name because well, it was mostly Latin, and it wasn't that many Black girls on my team, I would say, because a lot of times we're the hardest to sell. So when it comes to product, we'll be like, girl, I'm gonna go to the shop. My stylist got my product. I don't no. And I was that stylist, be like, girl, you don't need that. I'm gonna see you in 2 weeks, so I'll see you in a week. I got you. And now I'm over here like, y'all gotta try this shampoo. Y'all better get some of this. I'm gonna have to send you some stuff because let me tell you, the beard, it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your life. But so I joined them, and I actually, a lot of like my friends and stuff, because we get these sponsorship deals thrown at us for like a lot of money, and the ones that came to me, I just didn't feel like they didn't agree. I didn't agree with it. So with this company, I'm a market partner. Like I don't get no kind of special treatment because who I am, what I do, none of that. I actually work the company. And so the people that I add onto my team, like we row the boat together. I like to teach them the product and how it could possibly change their lives, because I've seen so many people that this company has impacted their lives, and it's so inspiring. And some of my really good friends whose lives have completely changed. And so I'm like here on the journey, and it's changing my life too, even just with the community alone. So that's my
now just
in a nutshell.
You're a very natural, beautiful person and a natural glam person. What are some of your top 5 beauty hacks that you just stand on, that you just can't go without? That's like, no, this is part of my daily routine, or I must have this in place in order for me to move forward.
Well, I'm not trying to make this all about my name, but I'll say definitely having like good quality products, whether it's for your hair, your skin, you put in your body, like being more aware of like what we're eating, drinking water, getting rest. And I know everyone that knows me gonna be like, girl, you don't ever sleep. I'm working on that part. I'm truly working on that because I know I need to sleep. But getting your rest and balance, learning balance, or finding something that like grounds you. For me, it's been prayer and meditation, which when I get busy, I always tend to stir away and I try to figure out. So whether it's like driving in silence or having like sound baths playing so that I can stay aligned and like, stay grounded and stay like not too overwhelmed and all that stuff. I do that, or just try to do getaways, whether it's a family trip or just going back home, going up north to visit my family, my husband's side of the family. Or, we'll try to take a trip out to New Orleans or Texas to go. We just came back from Texas not too long ago. We went to Houston.
I'm 5 hours, 4 hours
Houston?
away. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You in Dallas? Where you at? Dallas?
Yeah.
I gotta make a trip
it's
to
gonna
Dallas,
be lit.
which one of my good friends, and I have family that's out there. She actually drove up to Houston. And I was like, why didn't I go to Dallas? So, because Jake's Roberts family, they're back out there, so I got to go out there. And she then took my friend Sean, the makeup artist, and Jay Bolin. They're all out there, so we got to make a trip to Dallas. So when I do, I'm for sure we're gonna have.
You vegan or you eat good food?
Oh, you said that because Texas has some good vegan options too. I'm not vegan. I do not like labels.
She said I just eat good.
I don't say no labels. I like to. We eat good. I got family. We got family from all over. Family in the South. You're in Dallas too? Oh yeah. See, we gonna have to make a trip. We gonna have to go down. But yeah, I just eat clean. I try to eat as clean as possible. But when we go home, we go home or go to the
now. One last thing. You have the management company. You're based in LA. Now, what are some of the key things you look for for people that you want to bring or that would like to reach out or be a part of your management company? What kind of portfolio is a must-have to be a part of your management company?
I would say someone that is teachable, willing to learn, a dreamer, honesty. I'm like, I just like for people to take that leap. So if you're going to I am from Sacramento. I live in LA though. Someone said they thought I was from Sac. I'm from Sac. But it's basically, I feel like anyone that has the courage to take that leap and reach out and, I'm human, just like we're all human. And trust me, when I got my shot, there was Kim Kimball on Twitter was responding to me, and I was like, oh my God, she's responding. So trust and believe everyone that reaches out to me. I try to like get back and I spread that the way that my cup was poured into and all that. I go hard for everybody. That comes especially when it's hairstylists. I've talked to people in beauty school to the next thing you know, they graduated. One is a girl she's actually on my Monet team now, and she's someone who's so dear to my heart. Renee, she just moved to LA from Virginia, and it's so crazy how we met. She was DMing me for some time, and I thought I was messaging my auntie. And I told her, I was like, girl, it's so crazy. I thought I was talking to my aunt. And she'd be like, oh, yeah. We was talking through beauty school. And it was just like me being overexhausted work and stuff. And I'm just so grateful that, like, I feel like maybe my higher self or my unconscious self was like going for me, because this is a person who is such a gift. And I'm so happy that she's out here in LA living her dream and working, doing what she loves to do, blessing us and blessing all these heads out here with her story and beautiful hair. So, yeah, so that's a couple
so now,
things
before we
give
sign off,
people.
For those that would like to jump on board with your management team or try to get a potential shot and just pitch themselves, where do they go to sign up?
You can go to when you go to my page, you can just email my contact, and that'll take you to management@nakiarachon.com.
Man, so I enjoyed talking to you today. Your journey, your inspiration, your motivation. I just can't wait to see what else you knock off that's going to set the bar. You the bar, Elle, you superstar. Yeah, so can't wait to link up.
Hey.
You put it down, let the boy know.